Next bag, let's see what we got here. We're gonna have a lot of these bags that are probably gonna look the same color and everything. So I'm gonna encourage folks to put like a zip tie or put something on your bag, whether you want to even write your name with magic marker on here so you can tell which bag is yours. So if there's a pile of 30 bags and they're all green, I know that they're not gonna all be green, but you can easily identify yours without having to rifle through stuff. All right, so let's explode this. This is my camp bag. Really, I kind of break up my stuff in two bags. This one's my food bag. This is my camp bag, okay? So that's really how I kind of look at it. Let's look at the camp bag. First thing in my camp bag is my water filter. Water filter is in a dry bag. I have a lot of these small dry bags, and it's a way of organizing stuff in here. You don't have to have dry bags. Water filter in particular though, can leak once you put it in your bag, so I like to put it in a Ziploc or in a dry bag, and I bring this in my tent at night so the filter doesn't freeze. Water filter. Next is my stove. I actually put my stove and my mess kit in here, but this here is my fuel. This is my fuel for 12 days. I bring just over 2 liters of fuel. That's what I've seen to burn. Everyone else should kind of use their own gauge their own fuel usage. But this gives me plenty of fuel, and I'll actually probably end up having this thing full at the end of the trip and won't even use it. But I bring it just in case. This right here, even if I turn it on, the way this pump is set up, it won't leak. It has to have the stove connected in order to leak. So if you have a stove or a pump system like this, just make sure that there's not a potential of it leaking. If there is, you definitely want to put it in a bag so that it's not going to leak all over your other camp stuff. Okay? This is my windscreen for my stove, and I just put that around that so I can, that's an easy way to store it. Okay, other things. This is going to be my booze. Scotch and whiskey. Haven't bought it yet, but these are placeholders in there because you can't take glass on the river. Follow up on the wag bags. As part of the groover, I like to bring some flushable wipes, just because 12 days of crapping out there, you can get pretty filthy. And these things, man, that can make you feel human. So I've got a few of these for myself to use. And I actually have a few extra if everyone would like it, but flushable, they have to be flushable, they can't be baby wipes because those can't go into a septic system. All right, my down coat right here. In my down coat, I've got a little Blacova that I use as a neck warmer. Got, of course, a hat, and then my down puff jacket. And these things are the bomb. You gotta have one. I know a bunch of you already have it, but down puff jacket makes you feel real cozy at camp. All right, down booties. I wear down booties at camp. That's the only thing I wear around camp. If I go on hikes, I wear the same shoes that I wear on the river. Down booties. Other clothes I have. This is all the clothes that I have for the entire trip, outside of the ones that I'll be wearing under my dry suit. So basically what I have in here is pretty simple. When I come into camp, I'm going to take off my dry top. I'm going to throw on a pair of nylon windbreaker pants. Put those on. Nice, keeps me warm. I've got an extra pair of merino wool mid-weight top if I need it. If I want to change sometime in the trip, that's what that's for. Same thing on the bottom, to change sometime during the trip. I've got a a very lightweight smart wool top that I can put on and trade out of my other lightweight. So I've got a change of clothes there. One extra pair of socks, one extra pair of underwear, and for the river, I've got this this Hyperflex Neo skin. Extra layer if I feel like I ever need it on the river. So I've got that layer. So that's really all the clothes that I have right here. Okay, next thing I have is a sleeping bag. Got this in a compression sack. It's a massive sleeping bag. It's really big. Most of yours won't be this large, but I'm a tall dude. I need a big sleeping bag. Plus, I went overkill a long time ago on this bag. And if I didn't have a compression sack, man, it would take up half of that thing. So this compression sack from Sea to Summit is great. It's waterproof. There's actually a Gore-Tex membrane or a Gore-Tex-like membrane here, and that's how it loses its air as you're compressing it. But it's a waterproof stuff sack, so even if this thing was a flood with water, this thing's gonna still stay dry. Sleeping bag. All right, ground pad. This is my ground pad here. I've got a little inflatable pillow here, which is real nice from Exped. And I've got my sleeping mat. My sleeping mat has a shell on it, and I can throw a couple poles in it, and it becomes my chair, my camp chair as well. It's from Exped as well, and man, this thing is awesome. It works real well, and I'm not going to unwrap it here, it would take too long. I take the poles out of it during the day, and I keep it with my tent. Here's my tent. It's pretty massive. I'm sharing it with someone else. I'm sharing it with Chris. I've got my poles here on the outside, including the poles for this, and got stakes in here as well. Stakes don't work too well in the sand, so you might want to check out your stakes and get something that's not, well, that would work a little bit better. I've got these stakes here. They're not the little spikes, they're actually like the little bee stakes, and they seem to work a little bit better in the sand, but we'll be camping in the sand. I also have a little, I'm not bringing a footprint for the tent because, I mean, we're not camping on a rough surface at all, but I do have this, and it'll be two pieces of it, and I'll put it in the front and back vestibule so that we have two entrances and we can kind of put our stuff on either side of the tent and be able to not bring in a ton of sand in the tent when we go to sleep. And then my tent. Expect your rain fly to get all frosty during these nights because there'll be lots of condensation in there. It's going to be freezing each night. So have some separate bag that you can put your, well, I'm going to have a separate bag that I put my rain fly in, and that way I keep it separate from everything else of the other tent, and that way it's not getting wet or getting everything else wet in the tent or in my bag. Okay, the tent. So that's my camp bag. Excellent. Next step, food bag.